Welcome back to another episode of Fomoria. We are going to be wrapping up our introductory adventure and seeing if we have any survivors left at the end. Don't worry, it'll probably be fine. As always, I am your host, Brian Kershaw, and I will be running us through this final chapter of Spawn of the Hungering One. However, I am joined by several stalwart souls who will be facing off against the dangers of Fomoria. First up on my screen and making a funny face is Hannah.
Hello, I am Hannah. I am playing Mork the Rom for this adventure, and on our regularly scheduled horrors, I do the editing. I am the editor. I put together the horrors.
Excellent. And next up is Bill.
Hi, I'm Bill. I'll be playing Drell, the ranger who is also kind of darkness or occult curious. I also play Dr. Lucius Jensen on the Spirits and Monsters of Old Seattle podcast. And the situation right here is why I don't like being in deep, dark caves.
Highly reasonable. And next up on my screen is Phoenix.
Hello, that's me. Hi, everyone. I am Phoenix. I am playing Jat, the courtier on the Court of Mirages. I am a little bat folk. I'm just a little guy. On our normally scheduled podcast, I play Julian Benavides. And yeah, I don't go into caves either because that sounds terrible.
All right. And last but not least, Jeff.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeff, the GM of the Big Campaign podcast, and I will be playing Xylus, a Platincon, a pangolin.
Alright, we left off in a pretty bad situation. The Cabal had successfully fought most of the Plagued Ones, folk who hadn't been infected by the Red Plague, twisted and corrupted. Most were driven back or slain with fire. However, just as you were about to escape that dark pit, Morgasca appeared. A realm with 3 arms, and a stump where a 4th one should be. She was the one who had lured the various folk from the White Forest Shrine into this location, using some kind of strange whistle, the sound of which compels people to obey her. She sent the various folk down that rope ladder, although thankfully, Jat had managed to stuff up his ears and rolled a nat 20 on his roll to resist. Morgasca then used one of her scythe-like mantis arms to cut the rope ladder, dropping Jira halfway to the ground. Now, I think we will start off with Jira taking some falling damage.
I do have to ask, Brian, is there any way, I don't know how reactions can work in this, can Jat do anything to try to swoop in on Jira?
You know, I like that. I tell you what, make an agility test, DR 12, and okay. If you pass it, I will let you prevent any falling damage.
Beautiful. Oh, so close. That's an 8 plus 3 is 11.
Oh. I'm afraid that's not going to cut it, and I think the Jat has used his last thread of fate.
His last and only.
Mm-hmm. Now, Phoenix, right. There is an option. If you'd like to, you can always pray to the darkness.
It sounds like a terrible idea, but this is my clan, and she means the world to me. Tell you what, Brian, how do I do that?
If you choose to pray to the darkness, it's waiting, and it's willing to help. You can get one of 3 different effects when you choose to pray to the darkness. You can gain an immediate thread of fate that you use. You can propose an automatic success on an action. However, you have a terrible, unavoidable consequence that will be determined by the GM later. Or you can regain 1d4 weird. However, by choosing to do this, you will lose a permanent stability point.
Okay. I envision Jira slipping through my hands, and I reach out mentally to the darkness. I know you like suffering. Help Jacques make some. And I would like to use that for an automatic success, please.
The darkness hears you. There is a moment where you feel like you're not going to be fast enough. You're not going to be able to reach her. And then you feel a little bit of wind blowing from this tunnel, and it catches under your wings just so you're able to get to her. Phoenix, you prevent Jira from taking any falling damage. However, this will come with a terrible, unavoidable consequence. Once you have set her down, yes?
Is it possible, instead of setting her down, because I know that she doesn't have her ears covered, can I hold her aloft?
You have actually been flying for 3 continuous turns, which is the maximum you can do as a Kairos, since it's based on your agility. So you had to land this turn.
So can I land but continue to hold on to her?
I'll give you that.
Okay.
However,
Yes.
your terrible, unavoidable consequence is that in catching her, you wound up crashing into the ground and partially injuring your wing. You won't be able to fly until you've had a chance to heal.
Unfortunate.
Now, we left off in the middle of our initiative order, so we're going to jump right back in. Bill, the Death Cap Cortage is up.
Heck yeah, he is.
And there's still one Hardy and Hale plagued one who has not fallen.
Yeah, so the my little mushroom guy is going to keep sinking into these gross red pustule covered things. 17 to hit.
That will hit.
4 damage.
All right, and I don't think I've subjected Hannah to this yet. Hannah, would you roll a d4 for me?
4.
All right. Bill, the Death Cap Cortage is fighting that plagued one, battering against it with its meaty mushroom and bone arms. And the skin of this monstrous folk begins to bloat and crust over with mushrooms. Each wound that is torn kind of fills back in.
That's less than ideal.
It then is going to strike at the Death Cap Cortage. Roll me an agility check.
That is a 19.
That's very good. So this creature manages to slide backwards as the plagued one's claws and teeth click onto empty air. Xylus.
I cannot stop the whistling, but I can stop this plagued one. So I will rush forward at the one that is engaged with Morok and the Death Cortage and bring down the Furnace Tyrant upon it. Unfortunately, that is a 10.
Ooh. You and I were just talking about what would happen here. So, I think... Are you out of Threads of Fate at this point?
I am.
That is unfortunate for you. So, whenever you miss with an attack using the Furnace Tyrant, you unfortunately suffer its damage. So, you take d6 damage. I'll roll that if you want to roll your armor to resist.
Very well, I will block 2 of it.
Well, I'll only do 1 of it. So, thankfully, as a Platican, you have heavy armored plates that cover your body and insulate you from that terrible burning. All right, and that'll take us to the top of the initiative with Jot.
Okay, so I think I know, but just so that I am clear, I am holding on to Jira, restraining her. What does it feel like she's trying to do? Is she trying to get... She's trying to get to the barricade, not back up to...
Correct. Yep,
Okay.
It definitely feels like she's trying to move in the direction of the barricade.
Okay, so yeah, I have just taken some, landed badly on a wing. I am just holding her tight. Jira, no, stop. Look at Jot. You always said I talk too much. Say it now. No, you don't get her. And I am just going to be trying to shake her. I'm going to be like kind of tapping on her ears, trying to just, do whatever
Jog her
I
out of
can
it.
to snap her out of it. Yeah. But I am not letting her go.
Phoenix, you may
Yes.
give me either a strength or an occult roll.
Definitely occult, as that is +2 versus -2 strength. Just enough. That's a 10 +2 is 12. At least I'm hoping that's
Fantastic.
just enough.
That is. So you remember the stuff that was stuck in your ears seemed to help. So with one hand, you are holding on to Jira by the waist, and with the other hand, you just start grabbing dirt and moss off the ground and shoving it into her ears to try and block that sound. She seems confused, like she's torn between seeing and hearing you and something else that's pulling her attention away. Jot? I have to go. I have to go, Jot. I have to work.
I'm just going to try to interpose myself. No. You stay with Jacques. Jacques will take care of you. Stay with Jacques.
So you've still got a hold on her, but she's still looking back over to the barrier intently. Morok.
I am questioning whether Morok even notices that anything is happening behind him. Because, he's pretty focused on ridding this place of these horrible abominations.
He is, and I'll be honest, you're feeling a little overwhelmed at the moment. And your shaking hands crave violence.
I must rid this place of these vile creations. So,
You attacking that plagued one?
yes. Ooh. 17.
That hits.
Alright. Just roll 4 for the damage.
That is a crunch. And the plagued one half crumples around that blow. Drell.
Hista and Larmalon, do they seem threatening, or are they look like they're more in a trance-like state?
They don't seem threatening. They look like they are very focused right now. Their bodies are pointed towards the barricade, but their eyes are staring at a distant thing that they can seem to hear that you cannot.
Is Drell able to see Morgasca?
You can. She is standing at the top of the 30-foot high pit, and she is illuminated. She has a couple of jars next to her that look like they contain mostly dead fireflies that sometimes still give off a little flash or pop of illumination.
I think this is something with the obviously the result. This is some ability that she is invoking here. I would like to try and use Weaver of the True Self, my power that lets me unravel connection between a creature and its nature. It loses access to one of its abilities for D4 rounds if it connects.
Okay. So what is the ability you are trying to cut her off from?
So, am I able to cut off, I guess, the charm, this charm ability, this coaxing, or is that an influence more of the whistle itself?
Give me an occult roll.
Okay. That is a natural 20 plus 3 for 23.
Heck yeah.
All right. I will
Nice.
not only tell you the answer to that question, I'll give you a little bit extra.
Fantastic.
It is not an ability of Morgasca. It is tied to that whistle. Further, you know that particular whistle, now that you've seen it, is what's referred to as a woe. This is an eldritch that has been trapped and bound into a shape, effectively making it a mystical item.
Cool.
So, you would be able to cut off her abilities, but this mind control stems from the whistle called the Prisoner's Song.
You know what? I don't like her, and I don't like what she might be bringing to the table. Let's cut off still one of her abilities.
Okay. Make your occult test and spend a point of weird.
That is 17 plus 3 for a dirty 20.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. All right. You have cut off Morgasca from some of her abilities. Feel free to roll a d4, Bill.
Well, thank you, roll 20. I rolled a 1, so for one round. One's better than none.
Exactly. All right. So she has some of her powers sealed away for a turn, which is probably for the best, given that her initiative is now up.
Mm-hmm.
She looks out over the group of you and kind of flexes those mantis arms. You see that there's still something vaguely resembling fingers attached to them, which move and twist unnaturally, as if perhaps one or two of her otherwise normal digits grew out into this monstrous thing. Blood drips from her maw, and small scraps of flesh hang from her jaws. But when she speaks, her voice is gentle and delicate. This did not have to go this way. We are so close to finishing the work. These sacrifices will awaken it down below, and then I will gain control. And then with that human hand brings that whistle up again. The strange acoustics of this place seem to play a role, as that sound drifts down. Now, Phoenix, you got a nat 20 on this before, so you are not going to be subjected to the whistle this time.
Okay, that's good.
Morok, Xylus, and Drell, I am going to need a presence roll.
Oh boy.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's an occult roll.
Oh, that's worse.
But, Hannah, I got great news.
Yeah,
You are a realm, and because of that,
that's true.
you have a resistance to mind-affecting powers.
Don't know if it helps.
It depends on
Roll
how bad
bad.
that roll was.
7?
You're
I
going to
don't
need
think
more
it helps.
resistance than that.
No. Nah. Sorry, guys.
All right, so Hannah got a 7. Bill, how'd you do?
We're rolling a cult.
Yep.
I rolled a 10 plus 3 for 13.
Okay, that passes. And Jeff?
I, my friends, have rolled a dirty 1.
Join me.
Ooh, that's a fumble.
Better than
Now,
the natural one.
it could be worse. That's not a fumble. I'll give you that.
Yep.
So, the good news is as player characters, you will get to roll again on your turn.
Okay. Bad news is, though, you probably control us now.
That is correct, yes.
Yep.
I think it's time to pray to the darkness.
Ooh, all right.
And so, what are my darkness trading options?
The 3 options that you have from the darkness are to immediately gain a thread that must be used. So that could allow you to re-roll something. It could drop the difficulty by 4. You can propose an automatic success at an action in exchange for a terrible, unavoidable consequence. Or you can regain 1d4 weird.
All right, I will call upon the darkness to make me immune to the whistle this turn, to grant me an auto success.
Okay. And the darkness answers. Jeff, your terrible, unavoidable consequence. That side of your face that was facing towards Morgasca suddenly goes a bit numb, and you realize you can't hear anything out of your right ear or see anything out of your right eye. But you don't hear the prisoner's song.
I find this acceptable.
All right. So the only one compelled is Morok.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. I don't think that he would be praying to the darkness. It literally says, like, in his, like, background
In his
stuff.
blurb. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in his blurb, that his kind can't forget the old ways being when they lived on the surface, and don't really follow any eldritch being. So I don't think
That's reasonable and fair. Yeah.
I don't think that he's going to, like, not even as an instinct. It's not in him to do that, which is unfortunate.
Hey, I'm not peer pressuring you to give in to evil.
I
Bill
know.
is, though.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm honestly surprised I haven't prayed to darkness yet.
All right. The Death Cap Cortage is up.
He's going to keep swinging at the plagued one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, unfortunately, he will miss 7.
Okay. Unfortunately, that is a no-go. Also, Jeff, because you did surrender part of Xylus's mind to the darkness, you have a permanent -1 to stability.
Sounds good.
That brings you to 1 out of 1 stability.
Still at 100%.
And your charmed allies are up. Phoenix, roll me a d20.
Ooh, not good. That is a natural 2.
Okay. Jira is looking back and forth between you and the barricade, and she starts squirming out of your arms. I must... Jot, come help! Come help! We have to put out the fire, Jot! And Larmalon and Hista begin grabbing fistfuls of dirt and heaping them onto the burning remains of the barricade. I will say it isn't out because you did cover it in a lot of oil, but it is, however, starting to dim.
Okay.
And the plagued one is up. This time, I'm just going to randomize who it bites, because it's got a target-rich environment. Jeff, would you like to make an agility test?
I sure would. I successfully rolled a 10 for a 9.
Okay. Unfortunately, no dice. You are bitten by that plagued one.
I will block 2 of that damage.
Now, let me roll the damage and see how much you take.
2 or less, please.
Hey.
I hate when you jinx me like this. 2 damage, so it comes out as a push. Once again, Xylus's scales manage to kind of pull together as he tightens and curves his arm. And those zombie-like teeth go ripping across the plates, but don't manage to get to the delicious pangolin underneath. However, Xylus is up.
Xylus's anger will take the better of him as he'll raise the hammer in both hands and bring down the furnace tyrant on this plagued one with a 13 to hit for 2 damage.
Okay, that will hit. Alright, so that plagued one. Oh, I also forgot something important. Phoenix, could you roll a d4 for me?
D4, yeah. 3.
The plagued one recovers 3 hit points. Before the eyes of Xylus and Morok, you watch these mushrooms grow thicker and thicker. There's almost no flesh left on this thing, as the blood is oozing around this just thick body of fungus. Jot, you have a squirming sibling in hand, who's trying to put out the fire.
Looking up the tunnel, can I see Morgasca?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's kind of looming around over the lip of the pit and watching you all.
Okay. I am going to keep one arm around Jira, doing my best to restrain her. No, you stay here. And with my other, I would like to take one of my short swords and try to throw it at the whistle.
Okay, you can try it. It's going to be hard.
Yeah, I figured as much.
So you are going to be looking at a difficulty of 15 on this one.
All right, and this is with presence?
Correct.
All right. Well, that's a 5. Brian, may I continue to pray to the darkness?
What is your current stability points?
3 out of 3.
Yeah?
If I may, I would like to turn that into a success, and I will take whatever consequence may arise.
I love you so much. You're going to regret saying that in a second. So.
Okay, so Jat is all in on this.
Yep.
Phoenix to Brian, if you do anything to hurt Jira, I will end you.
I would not. Phoenix, I would never. You did stuff to hurt Jira. With one arm holding his sister, Jat gets that short blade up above his head and just throws it, end over end, spinning. And you pray to the darkness, wishing, hoping, begging, needing to break that whistle. And the darkness answers. There is a yowl of pain as your short blade cuts half of Morgaska's fingers off. And that whistle tumbles out of her hand and cracks on the stone in the pit. The ground begins to tremble and shudder, and a thick, voluminous cloud of orange mist begins to rise up from it. Because if the prisoner's song is destroyed, then the eldritch, called the prisoner's song, is free.
So that's my terrible consequence. That's all.
You got what you wanted. The whistle is broken.
Okay.
100%.
Yep.
You did it.
You freed
This
a
is
new
fun.
buddy.
Now, I just want to quick get Phoenix's take to this. Can you check the map real quick?
Uh-huh.
How's that look?
Terrifying and awful.
Ah.
Perfect. That's what I was aiming for. So, as that orange mist clears, there is a horrifying three-headed monstrosity. Its fingers are long, hook-like claws. Bound around each of its three heads is a set of black, barbed chains. You think it might not be able to see, given that it has metallic plates that appear to have been grafted over its eyes. But its enormous beaked maws, each full of needle-like teeth, open and snap at the air. The prisoner's song no longer sings. It screams. So let me just add that to our initiative track.
So I throw the sword up. I see it connect. The fingers get sliced off. The whistle drops. And I am just holding to Jira. Yes! Yes, yes, yes! Good throw! Oh.
No.
New plan! New plan! New plan!
Now, there is one option, and you may not want to consider it, but there is more tunnel beyond the barricade. But that's also where whatever Morgaska is looking to bind is located.
Is Jira still trying to squirm away, or now that the prisoner's song is no longer singing but screaming, has she stopped?
She has stopped. She is now staring at it in horror.
Yeah, yep. That is the right decision, Jira. Okay. Do I still have...
I'll say you can move. Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, I am going to grab Jira. I am going to keep myself interposed between her and this horrible being, and run towards the flaming barricade. New plan! New plan!
I mean, I do have great news. Larmalon and Hista have been making good progress on throwing dirt on this thing to put the fire out. Morok, what are you doing?
Can you bring Jira along with me, if you would, please?
I'm assuming that I too have been released.
You have?
Alright. I'm going to hear this terrible, awful roar, spin around, look at this thing, and I'm going to try and chuck an acid vial into one of its mouths.
You can certainly try.
Yep, I can. So, presents.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. 5.
5's no good.
I'm considering the darkness.
It's worked out well for me so far. Nothing wrong can go on with nothing bad can happen.
I mean, I have great
Only good
news.
things.
Xylus didn't even see this happen.
Mm-hmm.
Or hear you miss. He doesn't even know this thing is on the other side of him. All right, Hannah, you taking this awful deal?
I feel like maybe Morok has like some sort of curse go through his head, like something he's heard people in the village do or say before. That is enough to have the darkness being like, oh, hello, like.
Now, I will say he has to make the conscious choice to seek out the darkness.
Okay.
It's always listening.
And always willing to help.
Is so overwhelmed right now that it's probably just like whatever power is out there, help.
All right, you got 3 options. Are you getting your weird back? Are you getting an automatic success with a terrible fate? Or are you getting a threat of fate itself?
I mean, the twist wasn't so bad. It was fine.
Remind me what the weird does again?
That is for using like your tar ability.
Ooh, because I don't have any more of that.
Nope.
I'll do that. Because having -2 DR to this guy, it's probably going to be helpful in the long run.
It might.
If I can actually vomit on him.
All right, and
what I'll
you
do.
lose a stability point.
Yep.
All right, let's see who's up next.
So with you having now just spent stability, I've spent stability. How's everyone doing on stability right now?
1 out of 1.
I am at 100%. 1 of 1.
Yeah, I'm at 2 out of 2.
6 out of 6.
For fuck's sake, Bill. Hey, Brian, you said the reduction there that's permanent. Is that permanent to like a long rest equivalent, or is this permanent?
No, this is permanent. So when you pray to the darkness, you are choosing to sacrifice all future stability.
Well, Jira's worth it.
Obviously.
Who needs sanity?
All right, and Drell.
Dear GM,
Yes.
you have provided us a new eldritch being in front of us, correct? The prisoner song?
Oh. Okay.
I have, but it is not one willing to make bargains.
Oh.
Not even if you like are extra friendly and bring cookies?
Nope.
Eldritch cookies?
Could darkness have an influence over that?
Not in this case. This is one who has been captured in torment and is now free. So its only reaction is to lash out at everything.
But what if I want to attack the person that had it captured?
Unfortunately, everything.
Okay,
You,
fine.
Morgasca, your Deathcap Cortage, the Plagued Ones, everything.
In that case, this will be a problem. Okay, so I too would like to petition the darkness. I would like to recover my weird powers.
Very well. You make a heartfelt prayer to the dark powers, and you feel your weird recover. Bill, lose 1 permanent stability.
Okay. And then I roll a d4.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that is a 4.
All right, so you fully recover your weird.
Am I able to also invoke these powers this turn, or is that my action is petitioning the darkness?
It's not specifically listed as an action, so I'd be willing to let you do something else at the same time.
Well, then I would like to focus my Weaver of the True Self at the prisoner song.
That is a very good plan on your part.
So that'll be 1 power of weird and rolling. That is a 16 plus 3 for 19.
You are so lucky right now. So I will be honest, as a game master, I wasn't entirely sure how this was going to shake out, because when it screams, it would do stability point damage. people who have been losing all of their stability points.
It's fine. It's fine.
Awesome!
You're welcome, party.
So, Bill, you have temporarily cut off the prisoner's song from its ability. Roll a d4 to see how long that lasts.
That is a 4.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, as your game master, may I make a suggestion to you?
Yes.
The prisoner's song is going to lash out at just anything that it can.
Mm-hmm.
And if y'all weren't around, it would have one very obvious target for that lashing out.
Oh yes, I'm running away very quickly now, following Jot and everyone else.
Now,
New plan.
the other piece of that is if you are in this room when your ability ends, you will be subject to its screams. Now, those plagued ones before did manage to tear some holes through the barrier. You could, at this point, push your way through, since there are areas that aren't burnt, but there is something even more dangerous lurking down below.
Oh, there is there?
What? I didn't say that.
We don't know that.
I mean, down right behind us is a newly freed eldritch being. So, forward ho.
So, let me ask the party, do you all flee with the folk deeper underground?
Question. So my black tar, it says it makes movement difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And how far does that go? Like, what is the actual true range on that?
Say about 30 feet.
I'm thinking about spewing it just all in front of us so that thing is going to have a hard time if it chooses to follow us, which I think would be a good thing.
Sounds like a great plan.
Okay.
So, I want to kind of bring us out of initiative right now.
Yeah.
So, since we're ending a combat, everybody roll a d6.
Ooh.
Woo! 2.
2.
These new Phoenix dice, specifically the D6, that's a 6.
Okay.
This has been rolling 6s for me.
Phoenix, you gain an expertise point. Once you have 3 expertise, you will be able to get a new special ability. Moving kind of out of the initiative, so you can kind of choose as a group if you want to stay and keep battling the prisoner's song and the plagued one and maybe Morgasca, or try and take the folk deeper into these caverns. You don't necessarily know what's down there, but you know there's danger here.
I mean, that pretty much makes the decision for Jot. We know this is bad.
The danger's here, and more importantly, we are unable to commune with it. It wants to kill everyone. I say we vacate the premises immediately.
Morok's breath is shaky and uneven. He feels both on the verge of a panic attack and an adrenaline rush, which is not great. So he's more than likely going to be following the leader, essentially, where everyone else is going, and particularly where Larmalan is going. He's going to be following. It's getting really hard to think.
All right, and Jeff, is Xylus following this plan?
Xylus will take one look upon the prisoner's song, and living is better for now. And we'll follow into the darkness with the rest of the crew.
Okay.
Although I can do my tar I can spew before we begin.
Spew before you goo. Sounds good.
Okay.
Feel free to make an occult roll, Hannah.
Yep. Here we go. 15.
Perfect. So, with a very gross sound, you vomit out this black, sticky, muciginous tar all over the prisoner's song, all over the plagued one, kind of holding them in place. The prisoner's song is filled with rage, and it begins whipping the chains that are about its body at the plagued one who is left behind. The group of you push on, and Jira and Larmalan are sticking very close to you. Oh, this is bad. This is quite bad. When our minds were all clouded. But we had been made to dig, you see, until we got to it.
Do you know what it is?
Yes, of course. Shot, look over there. And Jira will point up towards a big chunk of ground. Everything beyond that barricade is covered in large mushrooms. The ground is also oozing a viscous red ichor. There is a foul stench of rot and wet growth in this place. And you can see most of the mushrooms that have grown up here are the type that have kind of large spore sacs on them that are covered in like a slightly translucent red mucus that's just dribbling down. But that's not what Jira is pointing to. There is a mound in the middle of this room, which has a single pickaxe stuck into it. More of that red ichor is spattered about, and you see that areas of the tunnel have collapsed. And looking closer, you realize that's not just a mound of rock. That sloping area is an arm.
Just a disembodied arm? Or is it attached to something?
It appears to be partially buried. Morok would easily fit in the palm of the hand that could go on that arm.
Okay.
And looking, maybe brushing aside a few of the mushrooms and their foul stench, you're able to see fingers buried under this growth.
Poke it.
You poke it.
Yes. Does it twitch?
Touching the skin,
Oh no.
it's slightly rubbery and has a texture like sausage casing that's been overstuffed. And you see more of that flowing red ichor sluggishly running through veins beneath the surface.
I'm going to look
Whatever
over
that...
to
Oh, yes?
Drell. Oh, sorry. I'm going to look over to Drell. I don't know how this works. Make a deal with that one, too.
Yeah, Drill will approach and touch to see, maybe to commune, see better understand what this thing is.
It's an arm.
Oh, but
Arms are good. Big deals with arms. Arms deals.
I will say, Drill is sure there must be more of this entity. However, it's not an eldritch. It's something else.
Oh.
Oh, then yeah, Drill will share that. It's not an eldritch being. It's look to our companions that were down here. Any of you know what you were digging, or just that you were told to dig?
Whatever it was, that terrible realm wanted us to keep digging, to burrow deeper into the ground.
Now, the realm, again, it says, we follow the old ways. Was she trying to bring back something from the old world? And if that's the case, would Morok know what this might be?
Morok would not.
Okay.
I will say you suspect Morgaska was an outcast.
Okay.
Someone who was not part of any willing society.
Interesting.
As you are going, Larmalon the Sunscaled is tending wounds, helping to kind of bandage any injuries. Anyone who has lost hit points, feel free to recover them.
Woohoo!
All?
Roll a d4, actually.
Oh, all right.
Because I think there's like a healer's kit item.
1.
Have a hit point.
Okay, cool. Slap a band-aid on my boo-boo.
Yeah,
Is
also
it better?
take some healing, if possible.
Feel free to recover a d4 of health, Jeff. Phoenix, is Jot injured, other than his terrible wing injury?
No, Jot is just fine. I don't suppose this can help with my wing injury, can it?
No, you're going to need time and rest and recovery for that.
Well, we got plenty of that.
Drill will be participating, but I needed 1 HP, so I'm just going to take that by default.
So if this is not the Eldrick, and is not one of your old ways. What is this? And Xylus is standing with his good eye and ear facing the direction he expects the prisoner's song to come from.
Which will make it hard to hear the rest of the party.
Brian, is this similar to the strands, the tendrils or whatever that we climbed down initially, that we were maybe going to set on fire but didn't?
It doesn't look like it, actually. This seems different. This strange pale arm isn't like anything that you've seen down here.
Can we try letting it on fire?
I don't know if this is the one time I'm going to say maybe we do not use fire.
Fire
will
cures
say.
and cleanses all. I'm surprised by you, Morok.
And also wakes up the giant, angry giant.
Now, I will also throw this out there. The tunnel does keep going. Do you all press on?
Yeah.
Yeah, just for a small bit of flavor, I'm going to take my lantern. And my lantern is now using the last of my oil, so I am out after this. But I'm going to go ahead and just hand that to Jira.
She holds onto it with both of her clawed hands and kind of keeps an eye right over your, kind of an eye just right over your shoulder. The group of you push on. There's no more deviation in the tunnels. There's just one single path. The tunnel spirals crudely down into the ground. You all feel it. There's a moisture in the air. The walls are slick with it, running down like a cold sweat. There's a breeze shifting directions. Slow, rhythmic. It's not
Back up.
fresh air. It smells foul as it passes over you from the front and pulls you closer when it flows deeper into the tunnel. It's breathing.
Back up. Morok says, nope! Turns around, grabs Larmalon, like,
Other way.
The other way is the prisoner's song.
there was also a nice gray area where there was just an arm.
You want to turn around. You want to go back. But there's something that pulls Morok further on.
Oh, okay. Alright.
It's hard to tell exactly what it is. It could be the thick red veins that are beginning to rise on your arm where you got bitten.
Yep.
But you feel like you're breathing in time with this terrible, foul breath.
So, Morok's immediate, reaction is, oh crap, we should leave. Turns around, gets as far as to grip Larmalon's arm, and then just kind of halts as the red veins just become more prominent and just lets go of Larmalon, turns back down into the tunnel, and just keeps going.
And Morok is the first to see it, turning around that last corner. It's a face, vast and pale pink, its skin slightly translucent, like a wet veil stretched too thin. Veins branch beneath it, twitching, carriers of that bright red ichor. It stares blankly, eyes wide, opaque, glassy, no lids to cover them. Its face is pressed into the walls, the flesh flowing into the gaps in the stone like wax, soft and yielding. It was asleep, but it's awake now. You realize this pale giant's breath has become short and irregular. It's smelling you. Rivers of saliva begin to drip through uneven teeth as it dreams of fresh flesh. Can I get everybody to roll initiative?
Lucky for you, I'm great at these. 3.
Here I was bragging about my new die that kept rolling all 6s, and it rolled a 1, so that's going to be a 4.
That is a 4 plus 2, so 6 for Drell.
5 for Morok.
Alright, that terrifying thing should be visible on the edge of your screen.
Oh.
Partially, yeah.
That's unsettling.
Okay, Drell, you get to go first.
I'm not not enjoying being as up close to this thing as I am. And I don't know what it will do to us, so I'm actually going to tap into my weird once more. Weaver of the True Self at the Pale Giant. I rolled an 11 plus 3 for 14.
Nice.
That's going to be very good for you. Bill,
Yay.
roll a d6 for me.
That is a 3.
You have temporarily disabled its flexible body. Roll a d4 to see how long that is going to affect it.
That will be for 3 turns.
That's going to be very good for you. I like that I keep saying this.
But that is more than enough now. I'm going to back up and not be near the Pale Giant's limbs anymore.
I can't imagine why.
I'm an archer with no armor. I am not frontline material. That was my death cap cutie.
I was going to say, Bill, I did actually forget one important ally. The Death Cap Cortage did make it down with you.
Oh, he did. I just figured that we were
Buddy!
beyond a stretch, so he went. He was duking it out with the prisoner saw.
That'll be later.
Okay. Well then, yes, I'm happy to have my little guy with me.
All right, we'll stick him on a 4 because too many people have a 5.
Fair enough.
All right, Morok.
Little question, can I even hurt this thing?
You certainly think so, and you really want to.
Oh.
You feel a powerful need to do violence right now.
Okay. Then...
Ignore the fact that your hands are shaking.
Oh yeah, completely. That doesn't matter. I'm going to just run up into, just getting into this thing's face, and I want to slam my lantern into its face.
Go for it.
Let's do fire. At first I was like, oh, let's not wake the giant up. The giant's wake. Now's the time for fire. Okay, so what should I roll for this again?
Give me a strength roll. Yep.
All right. That's 4.
You know what I'm about to ask.
Yes.
Would you like an automatic success, or would you like a threat of fate? Automatic success may come with some negative consequences.
I don't know if I do want to do this. I don't know if I do, actually, though.
Yep, you gotta decide now.
No, it's fine. I'm fine. I'll take the L. It's all, everything's fine. Okay. No praying to darkness. Let's just go.
No praying to darkness? Alright. That's Morok. Hista and Jira and Larmalon the Sunscaled are up. Hista will kind of rush forward and start attacking this thing with the tools that they have, doing a little bit of damage to it. Jira has a lantern with her and is keeping that close, making sure that y'all can see. And Larmalon is kind of backing up the tunnel, going, oh no, this is very, very bad.
Indeed.
The Pale Giant opens its enormous mouth. Hannah, can I get an agility test from you?
Yep. Okay.
Oh,
6.
No. Oh no.
There is a snap as its head lunges forward and bites down onto Morok. The rest of you watch in horror as it chews and then swallows, and you see bloody pieces of your companion slipping down its throat.
Oh.
Maybe I should have prayed to the darkness.
Well,
Oh no.
The Death Cap Cortage is up.
I'm having him charge straight in. He's gonna avenge Morok.
Go for it. Make that attack roll.
15.
That hits. Roll your damage.
Dang it. 2 damage.
2 damage is still damage. Jot.
oh boy. I am out of smoke bombs. I'm out of oil. Is there getting behind this thing?
No, it literally fills the whole tunnel, and it's oozing and wriggling forward. You see a couple of its twisted fingers that are wedged around its head, as if it's trying to move past them. Its whole body kind of moves like cartilage, bending and flowing through the tunnel. The good news is, it is stuck at the moment, though, since Bill has denied it its ability to wriggle.
I would like to... Okay. So I turn to Shira. I put both hands on her shoulders. You need to be the one to get out. Shot will take care of this. And I will turn. I am down one short sword. I have one, and I am not great with just weapon attacks. But what I'd like to do is approach, and I want to try to find one of those, Icarus veins, and target that.
Okay.
So, this is with strength. It's a -2. That's a 12, -2.
Oh.
I will say this thing is pretty easy to hit. I would say probably a 10 could do it.
Okay.
Because you didn't get it. You got a 6 before on the hit it with fire, right, Hannah?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that one was not quite enough, but I would say a 10 can do it.
I mean, I figured it wasn't. So.
All right, roll your damage.
So yeah, I will do that. And short sword is a d6. 6.
You leap forward, jab that short sword in, and just start raking it across the side of the neck. There is a spurt of that thick, viscous red fluid. Can I get a toughness roll from Shot?
Toughness. Oh, toughness is not great for me. It's a 0. Okay. Oh, 17.
Okay. Jot manages to close his eyes and shut his mouth as this burst of this brackish fluid comes spurting out. And you just barely can hear through your stuffed up ears Jira shouting, "Close your mouth! Close your mouth!"
Yeah, closing my eyes wasn't difficult. Closing my mouth was an effort of will, but I managed to pull it off. One quick question here. I think I know, but I no longer have my second sword. I don't get to, make a second attack with Okay.
No, not at this time.
Okay. All good.
Xylus.
With one stability point left, the pathway out being blocked by the prisoner's song, I will rush forward with the Furnace Tyrant in hand, grabbing onto my lantern as well with a prayer. This is for Morok, and we'll jump and attempt to hammer slam its face. 22 to hit.
That hits. Oh, Jeff, that was a 19 plus 3. That was so close to a critical.
I know.
All right, but you do some damage. I think it was 4 points, right?
Correct.
Okay. Xylus leaps up and brings the Inferno Tyrant crashing between the eyes of the pale giant. There is a from between its teeth as a river of saliva spatters out. Drill.
I'm going to follow suit of my companions. I'm just going to load up an arrow and take a shot.
Don't miss.
Thanks. I want you to remember that you said don't miss. Because that's a natural 20 plus 1 for 21.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Bill.
Hell yeah.
All right, Bill, the way that a critical hit will work in this system. If you get a critical, it is going to be double damage, and the armor, if any, is reduced by 1 tier.
Okay.
So I will give you the choice of rolling either 2 dice worth of damage or rolling once and doubling it, whichever you would prefer in this moment.
I'll roll twice.
Good choice.
That is a 4. That's cocked. Lord.
Dear listener, Bill has thrown his dice on the ground.
That is a 4 and a 6 for 10 damage.
Bill, tell me how the arrow hits the pale giant.
Oh, God. I just want to say, as a quick aside, the image you posted, I'm assuming that is from the Fomoria book.
Yes.
Oh, that is spectacularly creepy. Drell is terrified, but resolved that we need to move forward and looking to get vengeance for Morok. The arrow will land roughly right between the eyes of the pale giant, right in one of the big throbbing veins of ichor on its forehead. Just burst into the head, into the brain of the giant creature.
The giant makes a sudden chuff noise, and it begins to wriggle, twisting and writhing, and then begins to slowly sink backwards down that hole, its body twisting impossibly as it wriggles away from you. Yes, Jeff?
We're still in our 3 rounds of anti-wriggling, correct?
We are, so it is not doing so well. It seems like it's struggling. Pieces of it are tearing off on the stone and in the dirt, leaving behind crumbling, breaking walls as this thing shifts.
If it was blocking our way down and...
Oh, it's going
It's
like
also-
straight down, Bill. Like sinking down into the earth.
Oh. Shoot. And that's just where the tunnel keeps leading further down?
You think that the tunnel was leading to this.
Oh. So we're stuck between the pit where this thing emerged from and then the prisoner's song behind us.
Everything in the cavern goes very quiet as this is burrowed deeper and deeper. You wait, eventually being forced to refill some of your lanterns, and there's no sign of the prisoner's song. Eventually, you make your way back. The plagued one has been torn to pieces. Thanks to Drell's ability to climb up walls, you are able to get the ladder reaffixed, and you see that the prisoner's song has fully left. It's also left one of Morgaska's arms torn apart on the ground. The 3 remaining members of the Cabal return to the White Forest Shrine. The return of the folk sparks joy and celebration until they describe what they saw in that hole. The Circle orders that survivors, including the Cabal, be isolated in the old mushroomery, keeping it lit and under constant vigilance as the healers and shamans examine them. But the danger doesn't come from the captives. It comes from what they carried. Tools, clothes, items that were discarded or left in their homes upon returning. A mold starts to bloom beneath the wood. A new colony of the Red Plague stirs, swelling in the dark, while the shrine's eyes look in the wrong place. Perhaps you will be able to burn out this rot, but that is a story for another time, because this is the end of the spawn of the Hungering One, and it is the end of our preview of Fomoria.
Woo!
Oh,
Ooh!
what a good story. That's a lot of fun.
died.
Jira lived!
Jira and Jot made it through, and Morok, by the way, was infected by the Red Plague and was absolutely bringing that back to
Yeah.
y'all.
Hey guys, guess what? Brian messaged me like 3 days ago. Hey, by the way, you're infected. Here's a secret thing about you. You're not okay. Please add this to your character sheet because
You'll
things
be
aren't great for you.
fine. You'll be fine.
Part of me, so I knew I needed at least some of my weird to get back out because we had
Mhm.
lost the rope. But part of me was like, can I just use one of the weird and just bring back Morok as a mushroom guy? Can I have another little buddy?
No, because you'd have to go into the Pale
Yeah.
Giant to get that body back.
No.
All right, that has been our preview of Fomoria. Thank you so much, dear listener, and if you haven't already, get to the Kickstarter. Back this at once. It is amazing, and I
Get to
cannot
the
wait to see
Kickstarter!
it. I am going to be a day one backer, so you have no excuse. Thank you so much for joining us, and I cannot wait to see everything that's going to be in this completed book. So make sure you get over Kickstarter. The link will be in our description. Go check this out because the artwork alone is amazing.
This looks
seriously.
so cool.
Thank you so much.
Amazing, horrifying. They're kind of the same, right?
Amazingly horrifying.
Fantastic. This looks awesome.
Thank you so much to Johan Noor and Tanya Herrera for letting us do this actual play podcast. And for more stories in the Pacific Northwest, keep tuning in for Spirits and Monsters of Old Seattle, and also join Jeff over at Big Campaign Podcast. He is amazing, and he has adventures even a little creepier than this. Or at least that's what I think, as a person who's been a guest on his podcast and was deeply unsettled.
Thank you for joining us.
All right, thank you all so much. Good night, everybody.
Night!
Good night, all of you.
Good night.
Thank you so much, dear listener, for joining us for this sponsored episode of Fomoria. This brand new Mork Borg setting is going live on Kickstarter, and I need to play the full game. So if you haven't yet, get over to Kickstarter and sign up to back this game right now. From its amazing setting of malignant darkness, surreal caverns, and animal folk, to easy-to-play rules and absolutely fantastic artwork, you need to go and check this game out. I have been your host and game master, Brian Kershaw, from the podcast Spirits and Monsters of Old Seattle. Drell was played by Bill Hruska. Jot was played by Phoenix Biscom. Morok was played by Hannah Cheney. Xylus was played by Jeff, the host of the Big Campaign Stories podcast. We hope you've enjoyed this special episode of Fomoria, the spawn of the Hungering One. Writing and art for the adventure were done by the phenomenal Tanya Herrera. Graphic design was done by Johan Noor, with adventure editing by Jordan Boschman. This has been an abridged version, so if you want to see all the cool and creepy stuff we didn't get a chance to cover, go to Fomoria.com and pick up a copy of the Quickstart today. This episode featured music by artist The Whaley, as well as Pete Marsh of the Bogmen from the official Fomoria soundtrack. Until next time, remember, stay in the light, because the darkness is living, watching, waiting, and it hungers. So be certain to stay in the light.